that the brothers and sisters of the United States will drink more wine. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Before we get going here, guys, go ahead and hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe, man, will I love you. Also, follow that Instagram page. Link is right there. I don't know if any of you have heard of the story of the prophet Samuel in the Old Testament. If you don't know the prophet Samuel, that's cool. I'm gonna tell you about him right now. So when he was like 6 or something like that, Samuel was like sleeping in the temple. And all of a sudden there was a voice, and the voice says, Samuel. And he wakes up and he goes to like Eli, who was his teacher, and he was like, you called me, here I am. And Eli was like, go back to bed. I didn't call you. Samuel goes back to bed. Samuel. Samuel wakes up, goes to Eli, and was like, you called, I'm here. And Eli was like, I didn't call you, go back to bed. Eli's like, all right. Like, look, if you call again, it's probably the Lord, and just say, hey, Lord, I'm here. What do you want? So Samuel went back to sleep. Samuel. Yes, Lord, I'm here. Then Samuel became a prophet for the tribe of Israel. And why do I talk about the story of Samuel and being called by God? Martin Luther King Jr. and Samuel. Samuel was called by God to do a lot of great things. So how does that even like compare to Martin Luther King Jr.? He was a great man. Unfortunately, he was assassinated for basically talking and speaking the truth. Martin Luther King Jr., in his speech, I Have a Dream, what he's really asking us is to really draw us outside of ourselves and really look internally at who we are as Americans. One day, America, the United States, will live up to its ideals. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. What was his legacy? What was his purpose? Why are we celebrating this day? Why do you have the day off? Why do I have the day off? Well, he drew us out of ourselves to basically ask America, are we truly living up to our ideals? That's the purpose of this day. To reevaluate, are we living up to those principles? I think that's for every individual to decide on their own. On this day, we have to hold up a mirror in front of ourselves and say, am I living up to the ideals of this country? He had a dream that one day, the descendants of past slaves and the descendants of slave owners would come together and sit at the table of brotherhood. We're called to do this. Can I sit at the table of brotherhood with someone else who may not believe what I believe? No matter what their background is, no matter who they are, no matter where they came from, I hope that the answer is yes for most people. I know that there are people out there who do not like certain individuals. Why? We are called to lay down our inhibitions, to lay down our prejudices, to fight for the future of future generations. No matter who they are, no matter if they're black, they're white, they're purple, they're green, they're gay, they're transgender, who cares? But there are people out there who are uncomfortable with that. And that's fine, that is your right. This country was built on the ideals of brotherhood. If we can't live up to that, then what are we doing? I know this is a tough topic for a lot of different people. It's a hard topic. And there's so many different corners and avenues to it. But the thing is that we have to remember at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we're all trying to live our lives the best we can. But he's asking us to look inward on ourselves and ask the question, can I live up to his dream? Can you? That's up to you, not up to me. Let's sit across the table of brotherhood with someone else. Thank you for watching The Weekly Thought. Join me next week. We'll talk about something new. Cheers.